A tropical holiday in a place like this is something that most people dream about. For some of us, it's the only motivation that keeps us going after a long day at work.
Yet here's the problem. As destinations like Thailand and Bali growing more popular and crowded each day, it's difficult to find a place that is actually authentic, affordable, and gives us tropical paradise vibes.
But not to worry. In this video, we will show you a place that could be perfect for your next holiday. But you will also see the other side and what it means for the locals.
So before there's no tourism office, now there's like a lot of rules. People are greedy, you know. Everything has a price, you know. Everyone has a price. It's sad. When you realize it now, when it's too late, you know.
Yeah. And the place that we're talking about is called Port Barton. It's located on the western side on the Palawan island in the Philippines. And just a few years ago, it was a place with no paved roads and hardly any infrastructure.
And to give you a little bit of a feel of the place, we're gonna walk around the town.
Here on the outskirts of the town, you can really feel where this place started. For decades, with about 5,000 locals living in the region, it was known as a fishing and farming community. From the eastern end, the town is sided with lush rainforest, full of waterfalls and tropical plants.
This is great! It looks so big!
So around here, locals have worked this land for centuries. There's just coconut farms, there's small houses, you see chickens, roosters, banana plants. Yet on the other side, the place has an even clearer border. Yep, this here is what I meant. For the whole length of the town, Port Barton has a beach. And in the first place, why people started settling here, when you look back there, it creates a natural harbor. So it was a wonderful place to go and hide during the storms.
It was safe.
It was safe and it was a good place for fishermen. It was a good place for farmers because the ground and soil around here is fertile. But as it turns out, it's also a wonderful place for tourists.
Most of the people in my village, they're all fishermen. But now, most of them is like tour guide.
Yes, such beautiful locations rarely stay hidden for long. But before we see how tourism has changed this place and how locals are dealing with it, let's first see what makes Port Barton so desirable for visitors. And of course, the thing that brings the whole town together lies right there. And although the water here looks truly gorgeous, then this is actually not the place where people come to swim.
It's a port. There's boats in the port.
But if you want to find a place that is truly secluded and gives you that authentic paradise feel, there's a thing you can quite easily do, and we're gonna do it now.
Do you rent kayaks? Yeah.
So this is for two people?
Yeah.
I can't believe it. Like a two-person kayak for a whole day costs like €8. So Australia, this way.
Yeah, Australia and Canada.
Canada.
We don't want to go to Canada, it's cold.
Canada is cold.
Canada cold.
There's Australia, second Canada.
Yeah, good.
Yes.
Enjoy your ride.
Thank you, sir. See you soon. And just like that, we were out there amongst the waves.
The kayak is it's steady and unsteady at the same time.
Well, I'm pretty sure we're not gonna need to go to the gym today. It's more of a workout than I expected. And after about 30 minutes of paddling, okay, a little pro tip, you can also get to the coconut and white beach by walking, by a tuk-tuk. It doesn't matter which option you choose, you can still get there. Because as we were soon to find out, traveling by kayak is not as easy as it seems. Now quickly to the shore.
Well, getting to the white beach, that was an experience. I might have peed myself a little bit.
But nobody knows because there was so much water in our boat. Yet as we finally settled in, it was instantly clear that all of our effort was well worth it. Palm trees just hanging over the beach, beautiful lush forest behind it. It seemed like time here moved a little slower. Ah, this feels super cool. There's few other people on the beach, but just this isolated, beautiful place. And having such a wonderful beach practically to ourselves felt like a true privilege. That's the sort of beach life that locals have been living here for probably centuries. Here's a little fence, and over there a field full of cows. As authentic as it gets. Every local that we see in the houses, just walking around, they smile to us. They seem to be happy to see us here. They say hello, they're welcoming. And of course, being able to open fresh coconuts myself, we bought the knife a few days ago, was like a warm hug to the part of my ego that still thinks it's a caveman. Very bad, you don't even want to try.
For a $15 knife to get a free coconut, that's absolutely money well spent.
But while taking it all in, we suddenly found ourselves from an interesting thought.
Yeah, I think there's a huge paradox that people say that places are too touristy to go, but they are tourists as well. Yeah, and we are searching for these places as well.
Yeah,
like
it's a
we
paradox.
came here because we are looking for something like an authentic paradise, tropical paradise vibes.
And when talking about Port Barton, and it has perfect balance because you still have local life, you still get to experience the beautiful Filipino culture, but you also have like the infrastructure, you have the hotels, you have nice restaurants to feel comfortable here. So currently it's like a perfect balance. So to demonstrate this balance that we were talking about, we had to make our way back to the town.
Thank you.
One of my favorite things about Port Barton is the fact that it's walkable. So it's like your little community.
Yeah, I'd say from one end of the town to another is maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes walking. And there's like 2 streets plus the beach, so like 3 streets.
But even though there's many extremely cute guest houses, the internet connection is still sort of like plus minus.
And the same thing goes for hot water. Depends on where you're staying. Sometimes you have hot water, sometimes you don't. We don't. Yet compared to the green and luscious outskirts, the center of it felt quite different.
Yeah, now we're entering the restaurant tour company area.
And the change actually happens quite fast. Like you're coming from a farming and like outskirts of the town where it's green and everything, but here you can see like a good mix of local stores, couple of guest houses, some Western food, some local food. But even in the very center, this place hardly felt crowded. Having concrete roads also has positives to it. It seems like 50% of the young people who live here, they have taken up skateboarding. Opa! What we saw around us was more like a small village, not a tourist hotspot. But other than a couple of cool souvenir shops, why I wanted to show you the center part of Port Barton is that a decade ago it didn't exist. And so now slowly tourism has started to develop here. For example, there is pretty much one tour that is offered in this town.
And everybody offers it. People in the street, people in restaurants, people at your hotels.
And in the end of this video, you will also see what this incredible tour that brings so much people here actually looks like. At the moment, it's at this beautiful and interesting time where you're already starting to have the infrastructure, you're already starting to have the guest houses, the restaurants, but you don't have the resorts, you don't have the masses.
But I think it's a tipping point that it can go over at any time.
And at the moment, like, what's holding it back is the capacity. Literally booking a place here was hard for us because most of the accommodations are booked.
Yeah, we wanted to extend our stay and they were sold out.
However, how does a fishing village suddenly turn into a tourist town? And how does such a thing affect the people who live here? Well, to answer this, we got some insights from Joe, a 31 years old man who still remembers his first time of seeing foreigners.
So before there's no tourism office, then there's no coast guard. If I see like white people, oh, it's an alien. You just talk to them, yeah, they will give you money. Before there's like few boats here, small boats for fishing. So the boats, you have like a lot of space to swim. Then now there's a lot of accommodations, you know, a lot of rules, you know.
It's quite intriguing that even the start of the tourist industry here felt more like an accident rather than a planned thing.
I have this one friend. He's a bit old. He's kind of like the veteran boatman here. So he said like the first time the tourists will ask you to bring them to that, you know. So like you're sitting in your house, like having lunch or breakfast, the tourists will come to you and say, do you have a boat?
And a similar scenario also happened with restaurants and guest houses.
I read that the local chefs have started doing like Western foods, like pastas and bowls and stuff, because tourists ask for it. And then they started making them because people were like, oh, can you make it? We really would like that. And then they started making it.
So most of Port Barton was actually built after what visitors asked for. And so now the balanced mix of tourist infrastructure and the authentic Filipino culture has created an atmosphere that makes you want to stay here forever.
I absolutely love just walking around the town because everything just looks so interesting, so vibey. I'm like, yeah, I want to be here. I love it. I love that the kids are playing in the street, that there's like food smells coming from restaurants, then there's like the motorbikes going by. Like, I don't know, I like it.
However, what Joey said next hit us like a ton of bricks. But do you like it, the tourists are here? Does it make life easier? Does it make life better?
Yeah, it makes the life easier, but it's really difficult to explain. I mean, like it's more. I mean, like for financial, it's easier.
Yeah.
But you know, it also makes a lot of people here don't want to sell their land. Then just one guy told me like, you know, everything has a price. You know, like everyone has a price.
Yeah.
So then I realized actually he's right. It's like now a lot of people here starting to sell their land. People are greedy, you know. So like, it's sad, you know, when you realize it now when it's too late, you know.
Yeah. So although tourism has brought money, schools and hospitals to the region, then it always comes with a cost, which in Port Barton's case is the slow disappearance of the calm and worry-free beach culture. There's a lot of bars, restaurants just on the beachfront. Many of them were at full capacity again.
Full capacity.
There's just enough people how much the infrastructure can hold. Yet understanding this only marked the halfway point of our adventure. And so, we returned to our hotel to be well rested for the tour next day. We haven't seen the sun for so long, and yeah, the first day here filming, being out in the sun.
I would call this my royal mistake.
White Ray. white, red.
Mom is looking at it and be like, again, Liisu, come on. You're 30 already, like, come on.
It's about 8 in the morning and we are now heading for the only tour in town. This is the thing that everybody's talking about, that everybody is hyping up, and we want to try it out on our own skin. As we got to the beach, the boat was already waiting. And it quickly became clear
Yes, thank you.
that no one on this journey would stay dry for long.
Looks like it needs quite a lot of maneuvering to get out of here from the port area because there's so many other boats.
Looks like there's a little sandbar just stretching out of the ocean. By the speed of the boat, I think we're gonna go and have a look. Like one thing Port Barton is really known for is its marine life. Hopefully, there's a lot more to come. The starfishes, they almost look like they're made of plastic, like they're toys or something.
It's super cool that you can actually visibly see the starfishes moving. That they have like these tiny, like thousands of tiny legs under their belly, and then they're like escaping. I must admit, seeing a starfish made me way more excited than I would have ever thought. They're so cool.
But of course, this here was only the first stop of a whole day adventure. As our boat sailed through the waves, we were surrounded by gorgeous nature. And every stop felt like a wonderful surprise. At times it was an opportunity to jump into the water, where coral gardens, small fishes, and even sea turtles would keep us occupied. And then, there were the islands. But it's super cool to see like how much vegetation and how much jungle is on those mountains, on those little islands. Like tiny green emeralds standing out of the blue waters, surrounded by white sand beaches where there was room and sunshine for everyone.
Like, as long as your eye can see, there's a white beach going that way, and the other way is absolutely gorgeous.
If you're wondering why am I standing in the shade, well, I'm pretty sure you already know the answer. Ow! I'm a lobster! Beep, bop, bop, boop, boop. With every new stop, the warm feeling within grew bigger. We felt connected to the nature around us, tasted local foods in the most incredible locations. Time for food photos. And of course, it also became clear why more and more people want to come here. Feels like a paradise.
Feels like a paradise.
Yet while in the last stop of the tour, we caught ourselves on a strange thought. After having the conversation with Joey, I'm a little conflicted. Like, I feel weird about making this video, about telling more people that such wonderful island paradise exists, but I guess that's the thing with the globalized world, that no place is safe. Even small islands, the jungles, the countries in the high mountains, they all get visitors, and it's a double-edged sword. There's huge benefits to it. The economic growth, the standard of living, education, of course. But at the same time, the authenticity is lost in this cultural mixing.
I think that would be very unfair gatekeeping if we did not tell you where we go, if we did not tell you our favorite things.
We're just trying to see the world and show those wonderful parts to you as well. So I guess only time will tell if Port Barton manages to find balance between their kind and welcoming culture and the ever-growing tourist numbers. And we really hope that they will, because right now it is truly one of those unique places that makes everyone feel welcome and helps you find peace in an otherwise hectic world. Holy smokes, those last days here in Port Barton, they've been freaking amazing.
They've been great.
But one question still remains. What have we learned today? We have learned that good internet connection and warm showers are not necessary for happiness.
We have also learned that when it comes to sunscreen, you should listen to your mother.
But most importantly, we have realized that what makes a place truly special are the kind locals and their warmth. Friends, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you again in a little bit less than a week. Take care and bye.
Bye.
Bye.